Salut chez vous et bienvenue. C'est encore Samuel Konkolongo, votre humble serviteur, et c'est notre deuxième épisode. Et encore, nous avons l'homme sage, Randy Luca. Comme je l'avais dit lors de notre premier épisode, qu'il a son académie propre à lui. Alors, je vais lui laisser le temps de se présenter et de nous dire qu'est-ce qu'il fait avec son académie. D'où est venue cette inspiration? Coach,
Sam,
what's up?
I'm okay. How are you, bro?
Good, good. The platform is given to you. Tell us more about your academy and what you do.
Thank you so much. Good to see you again.
Thanks, man.
So, yeah, I'll start at the beginning, okay? Where it's all started. I'm an ex-footballer player. I started playing in Zambia, South Africa at a very early age, and I was fortunate enough to come to South Africa later on to also started structured football, academy football, as opposed to how we used to play football back home. So it gave me, that hunger to go play football, to pursue my dream, and I was fortunate enough to move to Europe, play for a few years, got a little bit of experience, and then coming back after football, you feel depressed a little bit because you don't know what to do because the only thing that you knew was football.
100%.
And I also listened to a podcast. Tico Mundisi also said the same thing. I was shocked. I thought I was the only one. And life after football was a bit depressing, so I was thinking, what should I do? But then I found myself, I still wanted to stay in the football environment. I just didn't know where. I knew that I wanted to be a coach, but I didn't know how. Where do I start? So I was fortunate enough to start at Sporting, and then it showed that, hey, that thing is still inside, because I remember while playing, I was still in that mood of coaching as well. Because whenever I'm outside, I used to tell our players, move. It came back at some point. I was like, oh, I can be good at it. Yeah. So the coaching started from there. I coached for many years, and I saw how the structure was where I coached, and I was like, you know what, I need something a little bit different, and I wanted to give more than just coaching. I wanted to give opportunities that were not given to us. Because growing up, it was all about how much money you have. That's how you're going to make it. Even with coaches, unfortunately, I played under coaches that were, I'll call it corrupt, because you need to give them money for you to play and all that. We've suffered, as footballers. And it gave me that hunger and the anger to do better. So we decided to open our own academy. We are moving with a different structure, with a different mindset. So the academy is called Nova Sport. So Novas, which means something new. Sport, it comes from a Turkish word of sport.
Okay.
Since I play there, so I thought of just implementing the two. So yeah, that's where the idea came from, and then we are pushing up to now.
That's good. And if there are kids who want to join, yes, how can they join your academy? Okay, so the academy is based in Germiston. We are based at Houtdrift. It's a Hork school. It's an African school. So they can just follow us on social media, Nova Sport. There are numbers there. There's a club number there that they can text and call if they want. And then we'll give them our criterias, what to do in order to join. So we're playing a very exciting league. The league is called the Gold One Development League, which is similar to the GDL. So it's the Gold One, GDPL, and GDL. GDL is the ultimate goal. That's where we want to be, to play against your Chiefs, your Pirates, yes. So we are working toward that to achieve it and to reach there. Yes. In your sentence, I take out a keyword.
Yes.
Development.
Yep.
And when I'm looking at the Congolese league or the Congolese football in general, or sport, not to say football, in general, the word development is not there.
Yes, unfortunately, when you look at the dictionary in the DRC, development does not exist. For them, they want end product. They want a kid to be born 22 good already, playing for the national team already. That's what they know. Unfortunately, the development side is still non-existent back home, which is frustrating me, because for me, I dedicated my life to development. I want to focus on development because that's the base. That's the root. If you see your Messis today, your Ronaldos, they are just not Ronaldo. The development, they started somewhere. They were well developed in a structured place, which is something that a lot of African countries are lacking. They want good players coming from Europe alone, which is good. Look, there's nothing wrong. But what are we doing about our own countries? Are we gonna sit here and just expect to have players from Europe alone all the time? Or we'll think of developing more players, because there is talent everywhere in Africa. Africa should be the continent that has the most talented players. Should be. Because we have the talent. We've seen it. When you watch the AFCON under 20, under 17, you're looking at talent, man. It's amazing.
100%.
But it shows that somehow, some federations are working. I'm looking at Senegal. I remember then I was in Zambia when the under 20, I watched the AFCON under 20 in Zambia. And I have a lot of friends who played in the national team who came from the under 20 side. You see that there was a development there. And when I look at the national team in Senegal, I recognize one player, Diatta. Do you know him? The right back.
No.
Who plays in Monaco.
Oh, yeah.
That athletic guy.
Yeah.
Very athletic.
100%.
You know that he came from the national under 20.
Wow.
Yes. You can see that there was a structure. This team was not just born. There was work that was done for the team to be where it is. So it's all about planning. It's all about structuring. How is you show me your development? I'll tell you how you're going to be in 5 years' time, in 3 years' time. You're not going to build the house without a foundation.
True.
You don't want... Thing is with African countries, thing is with DRC is they want to see the Eiffel Tower already, but underneath, water, my brother. They are building the Eiffel Tower on water, literally. That's the biggest challenge that the Congolese people have. Development.
That's true, because when you're looking at the teams,
yes,
like TP Mazembe and
yeah.
It's only TP Mazembe and Les Aigles,
yes,
who actually have a development team.
Yes.
For a fact, their development teams go outside the country to play against other academies.
Yes.
But now, since other teams in the country don't have development teams, how do you expect those teams to keep on moving forward?
Okay. So the question that I'm going to ask you is, Les Aigles, they go outside the country. Mm-hmm. At what particular time do they go in the league? Because we have a league here. We can't just get up and go to Europe.
Yeah, but no.
And before going to Europe, first of all, we need to ask the federation, can we please go to Europe? Because we are under a federation. The federation have to give us a green light to do that. So you're telling me they have an academy so that they can go to Europe and play friendly games? Is that what development is all about now?
Of course not. But now remember, even when we watch in South Africa, the DDC teams and stuff.
Yes.
It's structured.
Yes.
Right? So you'll have Pirate, Chiefs, Chipa, and so forth.
Yeah.
But now in Congo, it's only 2 teams. So it's only 2 teams. And Ujana was known for being one of the academy that was producing marvelous players. But unfortunately, Ujana also. But what do you expect? They have an academy. They need to sell those players. So they're just not going to sit in the country and have games training. So let the players go and being exposed outside.
Okay. The question that I'm going to ask you again.
I'm ready for it.
Okay. Exposing the player is okay. Where is his database? How many goals does he have? Where does he score in training? Because it's very important. Look,
it goes back
in
to
Europe,
2 teams only.
Like I said to you, like I'm saying to you, it's like you want to sell a player, but yourself you don't know whether it's good or not. You know, that's the worst part, because you want to expose him. Because now football has changed. It's no longer the same as, okay, sign this player.
Yeah, true.
You know, it's not enough anymore. Now they need the database of the player. Okay, goal contribution. How many does he have? You know, how many goals does he score? What is ratio, like per game? What is ratio? Like, how does he run? How many kilometers? Yeah. We have all these things now in football, especially in Europe. They follow it to the T. You can't just get there and just bring a player. Okay, yeah. Play a game. We're gonna sign you. Yeah. No, the thing is, there's so many things that are involved into football before you get signed in Europe. So it's really unfortunate that Aigle, TP Mazembe, who are not even in the same city, they are in 2 cities apart. I don't even think they've played each other. I don't think so.
In the league?
No, they've played each other, even friend games. I have not seen it.
No, they have played each other in the league. Remember last season?
No. I'm talking development.
Oh, the development.
We're talking development here. You see. So you prefer going to Europe, yet you can organize. You know what? A couple of years ago, I had an idea with a brother of mine who's now a technical director in UAE. Okay, he created a league called League Ndembo. It's someone that grew up here in SA. He went to Congo. He opened that league. Unfortunately, it didn't last because lack of sponsorship, I think, but he did an amazing job. I think it was mostly under 10s, under 11s and all that, but the backing wasn't there, unfortunately. I saw his dream. I saw it. I wanted to be part of it. It's just that it was far and all that, but I saw what he wanted to do. But teams like Les Aigles and all that should have come to the party, because these are the leagues that are actually the future of football.
100%.
And at the moment, there's no league. Yet there's I saw finally, by the way, I saw the president of a youth league. That guy should be 60-something. President of youth league.
It's so...
And guess what?
Yeah.
He's been there for 22 years.
What has he done for the youth?
22 years. He still wants to run, by the way.
But now, the crazy part is this. We're talking development. And in the ears of Congolese people, it's only football. Forgetting that sport is not the national team alone.
Look, sport is huge. Yes, I do understand football is the sport king. It reigns because it's the biggest.
100%.
But the question is, who are the president of other federations? Here in South Africa, we know the president of rugby.
True.
We know the president of cricket, yes. Swimming. We know where to find them because we know their offices
and stuff. Yeah.
If I ask you, who's the president of judo? Who's the president of basketball? Yet there's talent in basketball. Big talent. There's volleyball. We have so many sports. The thing is, unfortunately, we are only thinking of the football soccer team.
And unfortunately, the minister of sport is also not helping, because you are called the minister of sport. You are not called the minister of the Congolese national team only.
Not only that.
I believe it is his duty as well.
I'll shock you.
To try and help other federations survive.
I'll shock you.
Go ahead.
Apart from being a minister of Leopard, he is the minister of Stade des Martyrs.
It's crazy.
Because every minister, as soon as they come in, first job is to walk in Stade des Martyrs. I've never seen them walk to a stadium of basketball, volleyball, to go find out how are these guys doing. But when it comes to football, number one, hey. But you are a minister of sport. Are you 100%. Forgetting your work?
100%.
Because there's no sport that has evolved so far. None. Whether it's football, whether it's volleyball, whether it's basketball.
None.
But then you ask yourself, when it comes to the Olympics, we send teams to go there. Where do they play? Which league do they play? If football, that is number one, is dying, how much more other sports? Have you ever asked yourself that? Yet at the Olympics, you go find unfortunately, a white lady who's not Congolese representing the country, Congo.
Yeah. In judo, right?
In judo. That's an embarrassment. How can someone just... And by the way, she changed nationalities again. I think she went to Togo or something.
No, Mali.
So you have someone who thinks, where can I go? Congo. Okay, Congo today. Next time, Mali. The other time, SA. Can you see how embarrassing that is? Who actually gave her that permission to go and represent the country?
Tell me about it.
Where are all the judo guys in DRC? Where are they? It's sad. It's really, really sad. It's so frustrating because, like I said to you, we have people that are not supposed to be there. We can't just clap for you because the Leopard went to the World Cup.
I believe it's actually a routine where all the ministers are doing the exact same thing. No change, nothing. Today we have, like, look, the other guy who was, a journalist. He criticized all the people before him. He said, if I'm given an opportunity, I'm given a chance, I'll do this, I'll do that. What did he do? Actually, when he took the reign, our football was dying. But he came into power, he buried the football. It was not there anymore.
Nah, I beg to differ. I feel like football was buried. You know what he did?
Tell me.
He went to dig next to it. He went to dig deeper. He's like, no. It's too high. Let's go dig it deeper.
So that's because the problem.
The first thing that he did, he traveled to Egypt. He said to himself that, no, we're going to use the Egyptian style. He came back. Guess what he did? He created Fachikap.
Look, so that's actually...
So to him, it's a way to say thank you to the president for putting him there. So he has to create a competition. It's embarrassing, man.
It will not work like that. So I believe for us to maybe have a solution, right?
Yes.
I think if we have good heads, in plural, in each federation. Let me just give an example with the Football Federation.
Yes.
To impose each and every club to have a development team. Why? So that it now becomes easy for us to have des joueurs qui vont prendre la relève. Tu understand?
Yes.
On prend l'exemple Pirates, Chiefs, tout ce qui va.
Yes.
Il y a des joueurs qui sortent from their DDC teams.
Yes.
Key example. There are two players from Kaizer Chiefs who are in the first team now.
Yes.
Where are they from? DDC. And they are playing wonders. They are not players that Kaizer Chiefs went and bought in other clubs. No. They took them from their DDCs.
Yes.
But now, for me, I believe, before we get there, we need to restructure everything. We restructure the federation.
Yes.
Now, it becomes easy to say, okay, cool. We can have DDC teams, which will play a league, which will be sponsored.
Okay.
Because look, in that country, there are a lot of enterprises. What I love with Rwanda is that, okay, I don't really, but they impose a certain rule that companies are obliged to sponsor certain teams.
Yes.
We have 16 teams on the log, and we have 16 companies. You don't want to close your company and
go home. I'll give you another example.
You don't want later. Simple as that. Close your company and vamos.
Can I tell you something about the South African football? Since you are mentioning that, do you know the Nedbank Cup?
Yeah.
Do you know the team that plays the Nedbank Cup?
Yeah.
There is a team that Nedbank Cup makes only, that plays, I think, with the winner of something, and then they play the final. There are 16 players there. Only. They only take 16 players, which means after playing that final, whoever wins, the 16 teams have to pick players. Those 16 players. Isn't that good?
Of course.
So which means you are playing, you already have a pre-contract with one club. You will go to the 16 team. It's a must for you to sign with those players, unless teams decide to, switch players. Okay, we don't need the striker, as we need the defender. Can you switch? Okay, you can already see the structure that's there among the million structures that they have. In DRC, I actually have a document on how to restructure Congolese football. I've been working on that document for about 3 to 4 years now, and I requested to speak to Lualua, who's most probably going to be the president of the youth league, to present him that document, because we adopted the South African style. You mentioned quite a number of things like impose every team. We spoke in the previous podcast, I think the other day, teams without structures. We are seeing teams that are not supposed to be called teams, because in order for you to be called a club, you need to fill in some gaps.
100%.
One of them, you need to have a development, and this is what CAF is trying to do now. If you want to play the Champions League, the African Champions League, you need to have a women's team.
100%.
You need to have it. So we are seeing teams buying women's team so that they can just come closer to them. Same thing, bro. I have it prepaid. I have that document from 0 all the way up.
And again, 2 teams in the country have a strong women team.
Egler and TP Mazembe.
For a fact, TP Mazembe women team,
they've been doing well.
Won the Champions League the other season, well. And it was unfortunate this season they were knocked out in the was it semi-finals or quarter-final, if I'm mistaken. You see, so when we're speaking of football
development,
Congo,
my brother,
it's only two teams.
And Egler is a new team. It's not even there for 2 years, I think.
Nope. No, they just started.
And I saw the women's team. I think they traveled.
Yeah,
I saw, because I follow their page. They are doing amazing things. And so it goes to show that some teams shouldn't be called teams. A team, in the document that I have, maybe I can share it with you. Okay, maybe not. You'll steal my idea. But anyways, it's something that's structured. If you want to be part of the League One, this is what you need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need to have a reserve team. It's a must for you to have a reserve team.
100%.
You need to have an under 21. You need to have the under 19. You need to have under 17. You need to have all these age groups. You know why? When you are moving forward, you mentioned your Chiefs and Pirates, they have DDC. DDC is the development, is their reserve team.
Yeah.
I will name you a player that I played with who plays for Chiefs, Leborang Maboe. I'm sure you saw him when we went to watch them. Top player. We call him the horse. He played for Chiefs, by the way. Chief development. He left. He went to African All Stars, where I played with him, and then he went to Maritzburg United. He went to Sundowns. Now he's playing for Chiefs. He's a product of development. A real raw product of development. He's playing home now, the way he started. top guy in the midfield. Oh yeah, now he's been winning man of the match
100%.
throughout. You can see that there's progress in the South African football. We can't even complain. But back home, if I tell you who's a player that started in the development team, let's just say top 3 teams. So since they call themselves teams, how many came from development team?
Like I can mention
TP Mazembe, we can literally name a few.
No, a lot, not a few. You name, for instance, Arsene Zola,
yeah.
Gonza,
yeah, okay.
The guy who Godema Sengo.
Yeah, good guy.
Who else?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he passed away.
Yes.
Shiko Ushindi.
Also. I think he also passed away.
He passed away, unfortunately, last year. Israel Mubobo. There are a lot, man.
Yes.
There are a lot. Isaac Chibangu. There are a lot. You can actually name.
Now the thing is, where were they playing again? Which league were they playing?
They were actually in the...
Is it League 2?
No, those are actually products of the KFA.
Which league were they playing?
I just forgot the name of the league.
Now the thing is, it's okay to have all this talent. Imagine these players are not the only ones. They're probably better players than them.
True.
They are some way without a chance.
Yeah.
Because not everyone is gonna play for KFA. Not everyone is gonna play for the academy of TP Mazembe. You can only take so much.
Yeah, true.
Where are the other teams? What are they doing? What is their purpose? You are called a team, yet you can't even create a development team. I actually prepared a plan a couple of years ago to go and present to Lupopo to have a development team. But looking at how things are going, it's mostly impossible. It's practically impossible to do that. So you can already see that I always blame the federation. We are going back to the root. Because it's their duty to make sure that this team abide to the rules. Which rules do they have?
Yeah.
In order for a team to be called a team. You mentioned in the previous podcast, Marumo Gallants, they are new. Proper structure. Because they follow the criterias to be called a team.
100%.
In the DRC, what criterias are they following?
Sélection. On doit les appeler des sélections.
Oh yeah. Guess what? I saw this new team. I saw it on Facebook. New Songa, something like that.
New Songa has been.
Apparently, they couldn't play over the weekend because they fired most of their players.
And
they are recruiting.
Only 5 players were sent to actually represent the whole team against TP Mazembe. That's crazy.
How in the middle of the league you decide to fire the whole team?
So it is quite hectic when we're in a country where it goes back to what you said, the roots, man. The roots.
That's where the problem is.
It's a problem. It is a problem,
man.
But I believe the viewers who are watching us will also give us their suggestions at the end of the show under the comment sections to tell us what needs to be changed.
The head needs to be changed. If you are sick on the leg, you take Panado from the head, which goes down, because it can cure diseases that you don't even know. The problem is that the head is sick. If your head is sick, your body is not functioning well.
100%.
That's where the problem is. Changes. Some of us have ideas on how to bring in change. Yeah. Yes, we may not take them to paradise, but we'll at least dig them out of the grave. Where someone went to dig us deeper, we will at least dig out of the grave and put it on the soil and try and pour a bit of water, hoping that it's gonna germinate and become a tree one day. The main purpose is to grow it. Once you put a tree today, you're not gonna eat the fruits today.
100%.
You might eat the fruit in 10 years, in 20 years.
100%.
By the way, do you know the Tanzanian League? Do you know that they will be the powerhouse in a few years?
100%.
Mark my word. 100%. You know why? Don't look at their league only. Don't look at their league. There's something that's hiding under.
They are building.
You know what they did? Who knew the Tanzanian League 10 years ago? Nobody knew that. Why do you think they are now flocking that side? Yes, now there's money, there's visibility, all these things. But guess what they are doing? In every team, I think you're supposed to have 5 foreigners only. But they opened it to everyone. But for every foreigner, I think you pay $3,000 to $5,000 fine if you have more than 3 or more than 5, something like that, which is okay for a lot of teams. They're like, oh, I can just play a once-off. Now you count the number of foreigners, you have maybe 50 of them in the whole league. How much do you have? Now that money is used to fund their development. So don't be surprised in few years' time. They will not have the fruits today. Yeah. They will eat the fruit in 5 years while others are sleeping. While others are embezzling FIFA's money, because FIFA gives money for development. Every year, FIFA gives money to each federation for development. But guess what in your country?
It goes to
no. It does not even go because they don't claim for it. They do not fill in the criteria in order to be eligible to ask for that money.
Unfortunately,
there is money somewhere, but incompetent people are sitting there, and we are missing out on that. We'll wake up one day, Tanzania is slapping Congo 10-0 because of, if we don't wake up, if we are not careful, if we don't put the right people at the right places, we'll have our tears to wipe.
Development.
It's broad, by the way. It's really, really,
100%,
really broad.
100%.
It's broad.
Sometimes it sounds funny, but deep inside, when people can see how the Congolese league was at a certain point and seeing it today, it's a pity. It is a pity, but what can we do? All we can do is to
cry.
Wake up.
No, for now.
No, not for now. We actually no.
For
we should stop crying. What we need to do is now wake up, analyze where we went wrong, and start fixing things before it's too late.
We have a chance.
Yes,
there is a chance.
Yes, we do.
I don't believe in those chances because times and times again, whenever Congolese people have a chance for change, they always go to mediocrity.
But now
it has been proven, because I'm praying this time, because remember, these presidents, you and I are not the ones that are gonna vote for them.
That's the thing.
Yeah, because that's also another case that's very critical. We don't know who's going to vote for who, and the people that are going to vote, are they going to do the right thing or wrong thing, or are the envelopes going to be flying up and down?
But now I believe this time around, with the crisis, they are going to make the right choices.
And I don't blame FIFA for imposing what they're imposing.
Yeah, because they gave us a lot of chances. At the end, we still messed
fumbled.
it up. We messed it up. So now I believe this time around, we're actually going to do the right thing, because
I think we are wasting our time. You know why?
Not really.
No, I'll tell you now. Mark my word. Do you know what the next president is going to be?
Tell me.
Veron.
Okay.
You know why?
Why?
Because he's the candidate of CAF, he's the candidate of FIFA.
Okay.
You know that Veron went to the same school as Giano Infantino? They are friends.
That's good.
That's why they are trying to impose Veron at the federation.
So do you
not because they are friends. I don't think it's because they are friends.
Do you think?
I feel like they are tired.
Do you think by imposing Mr. Veron Monsengo as next president, things will change?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I feel like these people are fed up. Because they gave you a chance time and time again. You are proving that you are incompetent. What do? Are you gonna? Because if this does not happen, it means other countries will move forward. DRC will drag everyone back. They want everyone to come to the party. They want everyone to move forward. They want Congo to also organize a World Cup, like a AFCON, something. But these people they are not capable of doing anything. So what do you do? What would you prefer?
Yeah.
having an incompetent person, having someone that's gonna be flying envelopes left, right, center, in order for him to put you again there, for the circle to come back in competency throughout, or you tell yourself, actually, Veron, go and change things,
So I think what's also killing is the fact that we have people, for instance, I grew up in Kinshasa, grew up in the capital city, where every Saturday we used to go and play in small fields. But now, unfortunately, those fields are being sold for people to build their houses. So now, how are you expecting things to get better? You understand? So at least now, if we have a person who has the same ideology as you and I, then within 5 years, our football will go back up.
Bro, like I always tell you, I told you off air, you don't have to study nuclear science for you to fix the beginning of football in the 100%. DRC. You don't have to study in Harvard for you to do that. All you need is a proper brain, a proper plan. You're gonna make it work.
That's the thing.
Starting from the bottom, because like you said, so many fields where kids came from. I was listening to Mputu Trezor, who's a legend in the DRC. He said growing up in his city or in his area, you know, they used to have a field, and that field brought over 10-20 players. But after years, that place was turned into a brewery, a place where people were drinking. They sold the stadium so that people can come and sell beer there. So you can see that how many careers were shattered?
100%.
So now those kids that were supposed to be Mputu Trezor of tomorrow, they are still going to that field or that stadium, but not to play football, to drink.
That's the thing, man.
So that's already killing. So for me, the new people that are gonna come, they have to liaise with the government, restore in each area. There have to be a football field for these kids to play, because it's very important. Look, I have a small child, and he always enjoys playing football. At a very young age, he wants to be like his father.
Maybe better.
Maybe he has to do better. 100%. He has no choice.
100%.
I always tell him, you have two choices in life, either to play football or to play soccer. Of course, I'm not going to impose, but
100%.
Whenever I take him to the field, man, that child plays, he enjoys being on the field. Now I'm thinking, what about all these younger ones? Where do they play? Where do they have fun? Because growing up, you have to play football to take you out of drugs. It takes you out of a lot of things. Now we have kids who are impregnating other children, because children are impregnating children because they don't have places to go play.
100%.
You are literally closing them. Where do you expect them to play? Of course, they will learn how to drink because that's the only thing that's next to them.
Yeah.
So which means we have to restore in each area. There have to be a football field for those kids, because growing up as well, we used to have our own field in our area. The next town or the next area needs to have a field. Yeah. So we're playing each other. You saw the rivalry that we used to have. Unfortunately, now it's not the case.
It is a pity, but as our viewers heard you,
yes,
I believe that the next president of the Football Federation will definitely do better. He has
no choice. Not only him, he needs to choose the right people. For me, I want that to change, but I want more the president of the youth league. If we could have an opportunity, I'll bring my own brick in my bag to go and put that brick there. No, I'm telling you, man. I'll bring my own brick. I'll leave from South Africa, go and put a brick there. And not to be praised, we have some ideas. We have the right people. It's not enough to just be a bright head. You need the right people around you 100%. To make it happen. And we need that now.
100%. So, keyword, development. You heard it from Coach Randy. And please do not forget to give us your opinion under the comment section.
Yep.
Tell us, where do you think our football is going wrong and what's needed to be changed? Keep on watching us for more. Stay tuned. That was it from us on Let's Talk Football episode 2. Deuces. See you soon.
Peace out.